Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Thursday morning. It is the 7th day of September 2023 and another beautiful morning. This is the morning briefing and a few things to talk about today. We'll talk about the beautiful weather we're having in Northern California. We'll also talk a little bit about the tropics, both in the Atlantic and in the Pacific. So there are a few things to talk about. But one thing that I do want to mention for those of you that watch and participate in the Facebook chats. I usually do them on Thursday night at 8 o'clock, but tonight NBC has football, and then that means we're doing news at 8 o'clock tonight, so there will not be a Facebook live chat tonight for those of you that participate in those. All right, let's get to what's going on this morning. Here's how it looks from above. Nice little marine layer here into San Francisco. Otherwise, clear skies. One little patch of fog here north of Truckee. But yeah, this is just going to set up another really, really nice day throughout Northern California. Onshore breeze keeping temperatures in a moderate range. Most areas in the valley in the upper 80s to around 90. Let's see if I can zoom in on this area up to the north. So the other day I mentioned that the fog and smoke have different, I use the word albedo, but they have different reflectivity, and you can see it here. Because we are finally seeing some smoke once again from the Smith River complex here in Del Norte County. So this is smoke laying down in the valleys, and then this is fog, marine layer. So you can really tell the difference in the grays here. The smoke looks a lot grayer. The fog looks a little bit whiter. So we are starting to see smoke once again from the Smith River complex that is still burning. It really did get tamped down after all the rain and cool weather we had last weekend. But it isn't as active as it was. And the other fires that had been burning in the area, we're not seeing any additional smoke from them. There were a few fires down here in parts of Trinity County and other parts of Siskiyou County. So we'll keep an eye on the Smith River complex. And if we ever develop a north wind again, we might be able to see some smoke from that. But right now, that doesn't look as though it's happening. All right, let's widen the view. So up here is where California is, and down here is a Cat 5 hurricane. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how to pronounce this. It's either Jova or Hova, Jova. Either way, it's Category 5, and it's not going to bother anybody. But the thing that I want to point out here is that, yes, there's a strong hurricane out here, but this hurricane is going to do what you like hurricanes to do. It's down here near the just north of the intertropical convergence zone, and it's helping to dissipate some of this tropical heat and send it northward. So with that in mind, let's track where that moisture is going to go. So with that, we're going to look at the GFS, and I'm looking at North America here. And what we're looking at here is what we call precipitable water. I show you this product quite often during the wintertime when we're tracking things like atmospheric rivers and how they're going to come our way or maybe not come our way. So here's where the hurricane is, a high level of precipitable water. It's way off on the charts here. This is about almost 3 inches of precipitable water aloft, which is a lot. So let's see where this goes. And it's really interesting to watch this sort of product because you can track the hurricane and just watch it dissipate. But look at the northern edge of this. Look how the precipitable water increases over Southern California as the storm dissipates. And it looks as though we will see, the one thing we have to watch out for here is getting higher precipitable water into areas like Arizona and Las Vegas. Las Vegas got hammered recently with heavy rain again. It doesn't look as though that we're going to get all of that precipitable water up there, but we are going to see an increase in it, and then you can just see how it dissipates. Let me just switch models here back to the 6Z because that'll go out a little bit longer in time. And you can just watch how this will dissipate as soon as this model finishes loading. And the other thing that I'll point out here is that over here, we're going to be seeing Hurricane Lee. So let's go through this, and you'll be able to see both of them and how they interact here. They don't interact, but how they do interact with the overall flow. So first, watching Jova here just dissipate. Let's just watch it fall apart as it encounters colder air. And then if we focus over here on what's happening with Lee, according to this model, comes up the East Coast and then kind of skirts past Maine and Nova Scotia and then dissipates. And the models have been pretty consistent with that. But in terms of the official forecast, let's go to the National Hurricane Center. for Lee. And this storm is going to be making a lot of headlines. I'm already seeing it online. People talking about a major hurricane out there in the Atlantic. And yeah, that's true. But this is kind of like that whole, tree in the forest thing. That the tree falls in the middle of the woods, it doesn't really matter. And that's kind of what this storm is looking like it may be. It doesn't matter. All it's doing is helping to dissipate heat from the tropics. So you'd rather have this if this thing turns into a category, well, it's likely be a category 4, let's say it turns into a category 5, there'll be a lot of headlines because it's going to be, somewhere near the East Coast, but the latest models take it away from the coast and it may not interact with any land at all. So it's the difference between having a tree fall in the forest and a tree falling on your house. So this forecast track comes from the National Hurricane Center. They only go out through Tuesday. I showed you the model going out to, I think it's next Saturday when it would brush past Maine. Right now, maximum winds 105, moving to the northwest at 15. And you can see even out here by Tuesday, it is still north of Puerto Rico. And the biggest impact would be large swells here on the northern shores of places like Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. And there is a chance that this thing could thread the needle going between Bermuda and the United States and then just thread its way all the way up the East Coast with very minimal impact. But we'll see. But, the thing that will be frustrating for somebody like me and other meteorologists is the fact that there'll be speculation, there'll be a lot of headlines, but if a hurricane develops and stays off the coast, that's your perfect hurricane. It's doing exactly what nature wants to do without any damage to life or property. So that's everything I've got for you this morning. As I mentioned, there will not be a Facebook chat tonight, but there will be news tonight at 5, 8, 10, and 11. Yeah, our altered schedule because it's the start of the NFL season. That's everything I've got for you this morning. Make it a great day. I'll talk to you later.